Arsenal has gone ahead to really beat Spurs by 3-1. We've already put up a match reaction and we are back with the player ratings onto this channel, which goes by the names of Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go in the lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. It was a very exciting game at the Emirates. Obviously, Arsenal dominating the game, dominating Spurs, and they sent them to school. And obviously, I can say authoritatively that Arteta schooled Antonio Conte at the Emirates. But obviously, they came in through when we all know what they are going to be doing in this game of football. And I was not surprised with what Mikel really put up in this game of football, and a man who goes by the names of Antonio Conte. But after all that, as usual, we come back here to really bring you what we call the player ratings as far as these teams are really concerned. And Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button and let's jet into their player ratings, as they are really some of the reasons as to why we are here. And I know most of you are really here eagerly waiting for them. And obviously, who am I to betray you and not to go ahead and really give you the player ratings that you've been waiting for, because you are asking for them into the comment section, and I said, who am I not to bring you the player ratings of Arsenal 3, Spurs 1. We start with the goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. Obviously, he played very well, and he really put in a save that would have put Spurs ahead before Arsenal went ahead to score. But he was not all that busy into this game of football. It shows you how hard the back four. It shows you how hard Spurs found it to break down a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. They found it totally hard to break Arsenal, because Arsenal really played the high line and they made it hard for them to reach their goalkeeper. So on the scale of 10, I'm giving Ramsdale a 6 out of 10, because he never had a lot to do in this game of football. His passing was elite, but obviously what I want to let you know is that he never had a lot to do in the goal, because I saw him really save once. That's it. That Richarlison save in the first half, and I believe even if it would have gone in, it would have been an offside, because I thought that Richarlison was offside. So I believe I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. That is a man who goes by the names of Ramsdale, and I don't know how much you're giving him on the scale of 10, but go into the comment section and tell me what you think about a man who goes by the names of Ramsdale. 6 out of 10 for me. And we go to Ben White, the right back, pocketing Son Heung-min, and I think it was just one threat that really came from his side when the entire Arsenal side had pulled itself onto the left side of the pitch. And I think it was Bentaku who switched that ball to the blind side. Through that diagonal, it found Perisic. Perisic sprinted into the box and really went for the upper corner effort that really went into the side net of Arsenal. That was the end time I saw Ben White was vulnerable. But obviously, they came in through and did the needful, and they made a very good game for Arsenal. That is Ben White. I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 performance from Ben White. Even going forward, responsible for that assist he gave Thomas Partey. His composure, and he's unpredictable, guys. He's unpredictable. When he's near the 18 box area of the opponent, everyone will fear to approach him, because he knows that when he really gets out of the box of the team, then trouble is going to happen. Trouble of what? He can go past a player, or he can really release a player who is in the box of the opponent to really harm the opponent side. So Ben White is really a very good player. I'm giving him a 7 out of 10 and really played very well today. And I'm giving him 7 out of 10. Your rating of Ben White is welcome into the comment section below. Zinchenko really played very well, but not to the levels of Zinchenko. I think he's not yet back to the levels we expect him to be, because he was not so much exploitive. He never took risks in there for you with the ball. He was only doing basic passing. That's it. And he was targeted a lot, by the way, because when you look at all the long balls that were really being flaunted by a side which goes by names of Spurs, they are fronted onto his side because they know he's short, and they went for that up long ball effort. But the likes of Xhaka and Gabriel Jesus were there to help him out. But Zinchenko never really had he never had a bad game. But if at all I'm talking about the levels of Zinchenko, I think he was. That's why I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. That's it. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. So what rating are you giving Zinchenko out of 10? I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. I go to Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus, solid, but liability as usual, costing Arsenal 2 goals this season. One against a side which goes by the names of. I think there are even 3. One against a side which goes by the names of Fulham when he gifted the ball to Mitrovic. The other one against Manchester United, I believe he went in for a tackle he wouldn't have gone for, that never even stopped Bruno Fernandes to really pass that ball to Jadon Sancho, that caused the first goal for a man who goes by the names of, for a team which goes by the Manchester United, that Anthony scored, and this one is the third one. So I believe this guy is really good, but he needs to really not cost his team a lot. Because if today Arsenal never came back and won this game, trust me, every Arsenal fan would have been ranting at this guy. Rants would have been directed to this guy. So I believe in him really making a better team and really getting himself better and better and better. He played well, but obviously that penalty he really let Arsenal concede was really unrequired for, because no reason to lie into that guy Richarlison in the box when they are close to how many defenders? 3 defenders that were unmarked that would have really closed him down and wouldn't have allowed him to really take that shot into the goal of Arsenal. So I think he is to blame. And if at all you're not getting the point what I'm saying, just imagine if at all this game ended in a loss to Arsenal or a draw. Who would have been the culprit? Gabriel Jesus. So let's not forget what happened by really referring a lot to the positive that really came out of this game. But obviously, I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. That's it. But he pocketed Harry Kane and alongside William Saliba, and he did very, very well. Let's go to William Saliba. William Saliba, he is showing us that he is the new man. He is the new Minister of Defense in Arsenal. He is the player that you'll go out and really start on every time you're really mentioning the central defenders of Arsenal. In any game, provided he's fit, he has to play. He has to start. That is William Saliba. And today, he really played very well, and he bossed the Harry Kane, and I saw the confidence in that 18 box area of Arsenal. Most of you think that's going to really kick that ball and sweep it out, but obviously he went for a patient effort and did close to 3-4 touches in the box, and obviously he really passed that ball to find a player who goes with him, Thomas Partey, and he did the needful for me, and that was really great. To me, I believe he was one of the best players on the field of play, even though he never scored, but he really was a rock into that watertight defense of Arsenal, because after the penalty, they never threatened a lot. Spurs were not threatening. All those counterattacks were broken by either Saliba, Gabriel Jesus, Thomas Partey, Xhaka, or Ben White. So it shows you that Spurs' game plan was so much suppressed by Arsenal. When you look at William Saliba's game by numbers, 100% aerial duels won, 96 passing accuracy, 79 touches, 68 out of 74 passes completed, 11 recoveries, 11 ball recoveries, 4 out of 6 ground duels won, 3 out of 3 tackles won, then 3 clearances. That is a William Saliba in there for you, and that was his performance. On the scale of 10, I'm giving him a 9. 9 out of 10. And this is the second time this guy is receiving a 9 out of 10 performance from me. Remember, even in the game of Brentford, I gave him a 9 out of 10 because he deserved it. This time he never scored a goal, but him against Harry Kane, Son Heung-min and Richarlison, and really not responsible for any goal that really went in through. Obviously, this guy is really great. Let's go to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is a player who really played very well, played again 73 minutes, the same number of minutes he played when Arsenal were playing a side which goes by the names of Brentford. Played very well, scored a goal. Mikel Arteta say that they are really waiting for that goal of him to come in through, and it came in through at the right time when Arsenal best needed it. So that is a man who goes by the names of Thomas Partey. Played very well, controlled the midfield area. Arsenal won the midfield battle, and obviously he scored the most important goal of the game, the first goal. And to me, I'm giving him a 9 out of 10 because he did lots of things. He really broke play of Spurs. He went ahead to really do the progressive passing. He's not so negative minded. That's one thing I really like about him. He doesn't do a lot of side passing. He does a lot of forward and progressive passing in the for you, and he links the midfield to the attack very, very well. That's why you see to it that he's a modern single pivot player. The same applies to the people of Rodri and Fabinho, that when you're playing with them, you don't need a connector like Ericsson when you're playing with Scott McTominay, because Scott McTominay will cover the back four, but he won't really do a lot of progressive passing that can really affect the opponent. But this guy, the names of Thomas Partey, does two things. His forward passing is good. He brings the ball to the attackers like Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus. So I'm giving him a 9 out of 10, scoring today and putting up a very solid performance into this game of football. That's what he really deserves. Then we go to Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka really played very well today. He scored a goal and he looked solid. He registered the first shot on target as Arsenal was really playing a side which goes by names of Spurs. And in just 30-40 seconds, Arsenal really had a corner because of that effort. And he has been consistent ever since the season started. Xhaka is really a very good player. And in, I think the 18th, was it before the goal? I think before the goal. Was it after the goal? He really went in for a lower effort at the goal, but it really missed out by just a whisker. So I believe he's a very good player, and he really is one of the players that are really part of my man of the match list, and he is going to be given a 9 out of 10. He's going to be given a 9 out of 10 this game because he really did something great to me. He played, he scored a goal, and his composure in that goal area. He did 3 touches to score that goal, but around him were close to 3 central defenders of Spurs. But every touch he took sent the defender of Spurs, of Tottenham Hotspur, the wrong way. It shows you his brilliancy and how good this guy has become. And obviously, this is his game by numbers. We are told 100% aerial duels won by Xhaka, 87% passing accuracy, 57 touches in there for you, 6 ball recoveries, 3 out of 3 balls completed, 1 key pass, 1 goal. Continues his excellency start to the season. That's what I told you, that ever since he started the season, this guy has been amazing, and his output at Arsenal has been out of this world. That is Granit Xhaka. I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. Let's get to the other player, Martin Odegaard. Not convinced today. Martin Odegaard didn't appear today to me. He didn't appear. He didn't come in through for me, and I can't be here and really rate him highly in this game of football because I never saw exactly what you had to do on the game of football. Running around, he did it, but obviously, even if you run and don't really play very well. So to me, I never saw Odegaard today. If you saw him, you go into the comment section and tell him what Odegaard did. You get? The only thing he did I saw was that pass really gave to when he really came off the right attacking side, and then he went into the half spaces and then cut across the 18 yards box area of Spurs in the first half, and then found a pass for Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus took off 3 defenders of Spurs, though his effort was really saved by the goalkeeper. But obviously, that is the only positive I saw for Odegaard. And I think he played a lot of minutes, according to me. In the 60th minute, he would have been taken off the field of play, and they bring on a player who goes by the names of Fabio Vera, because I think he played a lot of minutes and he never really deserved to play them. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. That's what I'm giving Martin Odegaard. Martinelli again, another player that never really impressed me today. Apart from that assist, he was really silent, and The reason as to why I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, I've been calling for this. That he's scoring goals. He has 3 goals. But obviously, him having 3 goals doesn't really bring out why he's put out on the field of play. I believe he's a wide forward, but we need to see him creating assists for other players. And obviously today, he created that assist for a man who goes by the Partey Xhaka that really sent Spurs into the limbo. And obviously, they really looked great into that game of football. So Spurs were really beaten by Martinelli for that 3rd goal, and Partey Xhaka scored it. So I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. I would have given him a 6, but I'm giving him a 7 because something I've been always requesting him to do, he did it perfectly. He did it perfectly. That is a man who goes by the names of Martinelli. We go to Bukayo Saka. Saka, very selfish man. He's a very selfish man. That is one thing I hate about him. And I don't know why he's so selfish nowadays, because he does a lot of touches. Believe me or not, in the first half, if Bukayo was known as selfish as he was, Arsenal would have had close to 2 goals by the end of the first half. If he really involved Ben White a lot, because I saw Ben White really making runs towards the goal line, but he couldn't really release him. You get? And he did a lot of touches, such that enabled the defense of Spurs to close him down early enough. And I think he wasn't a threat not until he put in that shot that resulted into the goal of Arsenal that Hugo Lloris never really handled very well and went back of the net. But the rest, he really looked average. So let me give him a 7 because he's responsible for that goal that Arsenal scored. So thank you guys for watching in. Bukayo, 7 out of 10. I don't know what's your rating for Bukayo on the scale of 10. I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. Then we go to Gabriel Jesus, 8. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. To me, I believe this guy would be even getting a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 performance per match. But the reason is they don't create enough chances for this guy. You get? That's why you see that most of the shots he has on target, he needs himself to go on and really create and sit down defenders with his solo effort. He has a jinking feet, and his jinking feet helps him really go past defenders easily. And obviously, you wouldn't really like your striker to be in such a situation. You would like your striker to be got on the ball a lot. If you saw that goal that he scored, it showed you how important this guy is for Arsenal and how good he is into that 6 yards area. You saw that goal he scored. It was behind the goalkeeper's back, but he was all out there monitoring it, and obviously he did tap it into the back of the net. That is Gabriel Jesus having 5 goals in 8 games and 3 assists. You see, I told people that this guy is going to score 20 goals this season. He can even score 30, but people are not believing me. But by the end of this season, we will be here and really telling me who was true, was not true. Now, if you are to evaluate on the rate at which he's scoring, of which he has not yet hit his peak of scoring, he might hit 20 goals because every 8 games he's scoring 5 goals. Now, 8 games, 5 goals. 8 times 5, that is 40, approximately to 38 games. You get 38 games of the season that Arsenal is going to play in the Premier League. If I told you multiply 5 by 5, that is 25 goals, meaning that he's going to hit 20 goals a season. And you know, there is a time he's going to come when he's on fire, scoring like a hat-trick, because he has not scored a hat-trick. The best he has done for himself is to score a brace for a side which goes by the names of Arsenal against Leicester. But I know time is going to come for him to score what we call a hat-trick for this guy who goes by the names of Gabriel Jesus. Now, Statement Dave has told us that Gabriel Jesus has never lost a Premier League game for either Manchester City or Arsenal in which he has scored in. 51 games, 63 goals, 0 defeats. This guy is really a beast in there for you. So he has scored 63 goals into these matches of Manchester City or Arsenal in there for you. And obviously he has not even lost. So it shows you how elite this guy is. Now let's go to the substitutes. Fabio Vera, 6 out of 10. Lacking energy still. This game was so much energetic, and I saw him being really put off the ball a lot, and he put his foot wrong with that switching play onto the left area to really search for Martinelli. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. Kientieni came in through. For him, I'm going to give him a 7. He played very well. He was confident, and he looked pretty back to the Kientieni we know, and I saw him trying to really be press resistant and being adventurous into the half spaces where Mikel Arteta wants him to act and leave the wide area for Martinelli. I saw him really do it very well. Was it because Spurs had really a man down? I don't know, but let's wait and see in other games how he's really going to be playing in there for you, whether he will be approaching the half spaces a lot and avoiding the wide area and leaving it for Gabriel Martinelli. The other player that came in through was Sambilo Konga, a 7 out of 10. Good and well composed into that midfield area of a side which goes by names of Arsenal. After taking off Thomas Partey, he came on through and controlled the midfield, and he was doing the basic things. Get that ball, pass it, and he acted as a pivot very well. The reference point for him was really immense, and I think most of you were pleased with what he was doing on the game of football. The other guy that came in through was Edin Nketiah, 6 out of 10. Obviously, sorry, for Sambilo Konga, 7 out of 10. Nketiah, 6 out of 10. Which other player that came on through? Tomiyasu, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, but he needs to do a lot to really get his position back as far as this game of football is concerned. The manager, Mikel Arteta, I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. For the first half, I would have given him a 6 out of 10 because he failed to do what we call game management. When you're playing a team like Spurs, you go ahead in the 20th minute, possess the ball, but don't risk a lot. Don't risk a lot. Just possess that ball as you pull them to your side, such that you create pockets of space for people like Odegaard to really pass or put their ball in through to find the likes of Gabriel Jesus or Martinelli or Bukayo Saka. But for the second half, you saw when they scored the second goal, he never risked himself a lot, but he played the high line, but he knew that I just have to go on and really possess that ball and really call them back. That's what Arsenal did, because I think the pressure was so much immense on them in the first half, even if they had scored a goal. But in the second half, the manager maintained it very well, and obviously that's why I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. So guys, tell me what your player ratings are for these Arsenal players. Ramsdale, 6 out of 10. Ben White, 7 out of 10. Zinchenko, 6 out of 10. Saliba, 9 out of 10. Gabriel Magalhaes, 6 out of 10. Thomas Partey, 9 out of 10. Partey Xhaka, 9 out of 10. Bukayo Saka, 7 out of 10. Martinelli, 7 out of 10. Gabriel Jesus, 8 out of 10. Sambilo Konga, 7 out of 10. Kientieni, 7 out of 10. Tomiyasu, 6 out of 10. Fabio Vera, 6 out of 10. Nketiah, 6 out of 10. So those are the players of Arsenal that played, and the substitutes that came on later, and the player ratings. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. I'm going to close the day with the manager's reaction onto this channel, which goes by the names of Rokani Media Football. Your reactions to my player ratings are welcome into the comment section below. Let this video really have close to 200 likes on the video, and then do the needful and really tell us what you think about these player ratings. My man of the match, Thomas Partey. There are 3 contenders: Thomas Partey, Xhaka, and Saliba. But I'm going with Thomas Partey, scoring his first goal of the season, controlling that midfield very well, returning back from injury. When you add all of that, there is no way I don't give it to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is my man of the match, and obviously tell me who your man of the match was as far as this game of football was concerned. I hand you over the Almighty Lord. I sign out for now. See you later. Remember, Arsenal is playing Liverpool next, and their only prayers are let Thomas Partey stay fit and other players in there for you. But obviously a positive as they go into this game, Gabriel Jesus not injured into this game of football. Thank you very much for watching in. I'm out.